Welcome to episode 67 of Snap on This, a Marvel Snap podcast. This week's secret homework, show and tell an obscure Marvel character. I'm your host, LaurenWhatevs, here with my usual amazing, sparkling co-hosts. First up, Ree, how was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy.
So I won't lie. I feel like Snap and I have moved our relationship status to it's complicated because we're like this week it was like there's definitely like we all remember like the honeymoon phase with Snap where you onboarded and everything was new and fresh and exciting, but now we fast forward all the way to the time where I'm like, honey, sometimes when I open the fridge door the whole house stops working. And second dinner looks at me in my PJs and slippers and outside in the blizzard and says, well, okay, it's not currently snowing, but it's very cold here. And it's like, well, okay, but is it that big of a deal if you can just leave the house and lock it and then come back in again? And I'm just like, no, you don't understand how this relationship works. Like, I pay for literally everything. And you look pretty and entertain me. That's how this relationship has always worked. And one of us is fulfilling our end of the bargain. And okay, sorry for my quoted gross humor. Okay, but no, I won't say I've rage quit a lot this week, but a lot of times that I've been like, oh yeah, what used to be my default, which was like play Snap, which is now I'm like, oh yeah, I should play Snap. For the podcast. And then I open it up and then something happens, I lose to a Storm Legion, and or I try to filter by my favorites because it doesn't save that as a preference.
How dare you?
Every time I look at my cards, I'm like, I don't want to see all of my variants of Wasp and splits of Wasp, please. And when I go to click that, and then the whole game is just frozen, which I get. I'm a developer. I've had that happen before, but I immediately went in and fixed it. Because there's nothing more infuriating than when some little bugged piece of code. It's not even registering. It's just not letting you do anything. Anyway,
yeah, so soft locks you on the collection screen. You have to restart the app. It's right. It's a lot really of extra friction.
Right, and it's they're trying to make loading faster, but it's still not. It's still not super fast. And then you pay for that in the end. They're like, oh, you get it now, but you pay for it later by having to download in the background, which slows everything else running down. Anyway, so it's just a lot of times I wasn't furious, but I was meh, and we quit and we do something else. And it's ended a lot of play sessions. And also I haven't been able to play any of my fun decks because they just I don't know. It might be my fault, but they haven't been working good into the current meta. And it's I feel like I'm being punished for wanting to have fun. Anyway, so what I was playing recently is I went back to my Galactus First Steps deck with Wiccan because it's got a lot of answers to stuff, and it's always how can I shuffle up to still kind of have fun for me and still slot in a lot of tech. Really, now I should put in Mercury because everyone's playing Move again because of Prowler. For the brief interlude where some people were playing less Move because other things came out. But I did put White Queen in it because she's fun. And I took out Hulkling, and I have Legion in it because, a Legion scam is a Legion scam. I'll never be too high and mighty to pull off the old Legion scam. And people don't, it's in Storm Legion decks, you definitely expect that. And I still can pull off the surprise with mine. It's still got Cosmic Ghost Rider and Wiccan, of course, and Stardust is still pretty good. I don't know who I dropped for Mercury. Maybe it's Mobius again, because Red Guardian does stuff for me. I was briefly playing this with Super Scroll, which was so fun into negative decks. They're so cocky sometimes. Nothing's cockier than a negative deck that has like, ooh, look at me with my negative and my Jane. And it's like, don't think you're untouchable. I'll get you. Anyway, that's just how I feel about negative. Anyway, so, and speed, honestly, I don't think I was that high on speed at all when speed came out, but it's just old reliable to me. Sometimes you get an ongoing Citadel. Oh, yeah, okay.
Was he?
He's worked out. He's improved himself.
Was he not?
This be a lesson to us all.
I'll check live,
no, you're right.
I don't think they've changed him.
I think you're right. I guess he did get better or something.
I think we called him boring but strong, or like strong but boring. Like
I just didn't think he got big enough, and I still
fine,
I'm surprised that he does. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, unchanged from launch.
Yeah. Well.
I like speed.
Good for speed.
I have Noodle's speed too, and I'm really partial to like a character. Or imaginary noodles. These probably aren't noodles either. These are definitely not noodles. Something that is not noodles, but with chopsticks. Okay. Yeah. So that's been doing well. Copycat's still a joy. And that's all the cards. So I've swapped some things out. I did also try Infinity Ultron in for a while, but then Legion was too tempting. That's what he went in for. Yeah. So that's when I did Snap stuff.
Have you been playing Sanctum at all?
Oh, I
fine if you
played
haven't.
a game or two. I didn't have fun, and now I'm like, am I gonna? I don't know.
I think it's super skippable.
I wanted some of the cosmetics, maybe, but not enough, maybe, to do it. I'm still sitting at the end. Like, I was looking at my thing. I'm not infinite yet. And I'm like, didn't I just make a last minute? Didn't that just happen? Like, I have to do it again now? And I don't know if I have it in me.
Week.
I don't know if I have it in me, to be honest.
I think that's
so,
fair.
Unhyped this week.
Okay. Ben? I mean, I'm sorry to hear about your relationship with the game, but honestly, it's, very much on second dinner this time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, kind of always, but worse than usual this time. Ben, how was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy.
My week in Snap was not all that. I mean, it was a little different from Ree's. I played a lot of Sanctum and not much other Snap. Although, I guess Sanctum's only been going on for a few days. So for several days, I was playing some real Snap there. I was continuing to play my Noir Surfer deck. And I also played some... Oh, I should mention... I love that people are loving the Noir Surfer deck, but I also, in the past week, spent some time playing my Golden Gauntlet Surfer deck that I played at Worlds. Gauntlet Surfer. That one has Cannonball, and I suspect it may be a hair better than the Noir Surfer deck. But here's the thing about the Noir Surfer deck. It's a pretty good deck too. So either one, if you play those, you'll, I don't know, probably have fun, win some things. I have also been hating the bugs introduced or exacerbated by the latest patch. The performance problems are just... It's wild. I'm getting kicked out of so many games. I'm reconnecting to so many games. There's so many cards that I'm not allowed to look at. I mean, it used to be just copycat, but now there are cards where I'm trying to click on them or tap on them to see what they do, because it's just a black space where the picture would be, and it'll kick me out of the game if I try to look at what the card does. So that's sort of actively hostile to players, and kind of inexcusable. But to be fair, Second Dinner is just a little mom and pop. They're super indie. They can't be expected to handle all this stuff, and it's a miracle that things work as well as they do with their limited resources and their upstart status.
It is really wild they use that as an excuse, because they are
It's fucking
indie
pathetic
and fairly small, but also like they're making millions. Like, like you need to do something. You owe
Like,
this to your players.
you can
make
buy a
game
AAA
that's
video game
stable.
for less than the price of these bundles that they are like selling to people repeatedly. Like, it's just it's shameless.
There's that one bug where the bundle like screen pops up because that's what they've been spending their time on is how can we like throw the bundles in your face more, not like fix the problems.
Yeah.
It's like there's a priority of the way things get done, and I think they need to adjust that. But like, and it's so funny because it pulls up and it's like got nothing in the middle, and it's like for absolutely. For the price of $9,999.99, would you like to get absolutely nothing? Da, da, da. And then you have to like exit out of that. Like, no, when I first saw it, I kept waiting to load. I'm like, no way, they made $1,000. Like those greedy, dirty bastards. And then I'm like, oh, it's a bug, but I believed it.
I mean, like, I think they set the ceiling there for a reason. You know,
I like the game a lot, and it is playable enough still that I'm coming back. But I have quit so many other games for so much less.
Well,
like,
you know,
if I wasn't
invested.
as invested of a player as I am, and not just like sunk cost fallacy stuff, but like I like the game. I this is the game I play. I have this community. I do some content around it. It's like if I was just a casual player, I would have uninstalled Snap so long ago. For real.
Yeah, so that's been a big feature of my week in Snap. Also, I been playing other games as I am wont to do. I played a lot of Slay the Spire. Now every time I pick Envenom as the silent, that's the card we couldn't remember the name of that makes all your attacks afflict the enemy with poison.
I think you named her correctly at least once during the episode.
Oh no, the character, yes, I got there at some point, but the card we couldn't remember. It's a power. It's called Envenom. It costs 2, 1 if you upgrade it, and it makes it so the attacks do poison. And it's a great bridge card between Shiv Silent and Poison Silent. So that's cool. Anywho, now every time I play that, I think of Ree because I know how excited she is about it, and that's just nice. It's nice to have friends who like cards, and you can think of your friends when you see the cards they like, and it's cool. What other things happened in or around Snap? So much Sanctum Showdown. I still love it. I kind of hope they let it go away for longer next time so that people don't hate it so much, because I love it and I am aware that a lot of other people do not love it, and I think that if they just keep bringing it back every month, people are really going to hate it, and then my favorite mode will be gone, and I would rather have more Sanctums over a longer period of time than have Sanctum every month for the next 3 months and then never again because everyone wants to run it out of town like Deadpool's fucking diner. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still loving it. Oh man, I have such fun. But yeah, I guess that's been a week in Snap.
Okay, awesome. I've also been playing lots of Sanctum, and my time with Sanctum started earlier because I spent the weekend, analyzing the economy, and people have been disappointed to learn that the premium pass costs just as much as it did before, but it's harder to finish, and it gives you less stuff. Which kind of just, is that not a microcosm of Snap in general? Like, it's just costs the same or maybe even more, but it keeps getting worse. Yeah, it's a little disappointing. And that's what I meant when I was telling Ree, I think it's very skippable. This Hydro Man doesn't seem like an especially important card. And You get like hardly any credits or tokens or anything out of the mode. It's not all doom and gloom. They did make it easier to get the card, which I think is a win. It's Wednesday, like it's 2 days after Sanctum has been out for 2 days, and I got Hydra Man today. And I
got him on one refresh of scrolls.
Spent anything. That's crazy. You're better at Sanctum than I am.
I don't know.
Your deck is really good though. Yeah. But yeah, I got Hydra Man, and I think I do really enjoy the mode, so I'll play it as long as I'm having fun. But I also think there's a good chance that like I get just enough charms to get an emote, and then I'm out, because there's nothing in the shop to buy if you don't care about the cosmetics, and I kind of don't. Like, there are good variants in there, but I already have good variants for all of the cards. That's true. Not all the cards in the game, but all the cards that are like, Namor, Tribunal, Gamora.
Those,
the other one.
the rotating ones, though. I got a Loki for 500 charms. That seemed all right. Not that I really play Loki ever, but it just seemed like it might be nice to have one. I don't know.
Well, I'm not super into the emotes, so maybe I'll just.
But mostly, I'm there for these green glyph borders, baby. All those green glyphs.
Sorry. I keep creeping in with the existential dread here, but that's what I was telling Lauren before. I think you were in yet. Where we started the podcast, I was like, "Oh, this week I finally I got an ink split and Red Guardian was gold crackle." But I wish it made me feel something. It was I used to be really excited about a great split, and now it's like, oh, cool. But I didn't even do the work of screenshotting it to share it, which I used to do eagerly and excitedly.
I also got a good split, and I screenshotted it, but I did not share it. Mine was Batrolk the Leaper.
Ooh.
I got ink
nice.
with Black Crackle. And really, I'm just there for the ink. I want to have fully inked out decks.
I have been working on Nico, just trying to get blue or purple Crackle. I finally got it this week. Nice. For my brand new Chris Anka variant. Yeah, she's very pretty. It is.
Hey, we did a cosmetics corner. Look at us.
Oh my gosh. Incredible.
I forgot about that. That was a joke from early on.
We did cosmetics corner. Oh, wow. We're the best. Okay, there might be another throwback later at some point. We'll see.
Even the green glyph borders have gotten worse, though. They still only cost 200 charms, but you can only buy 6.
Yeah.
And last month they were unlimited.
Unlimited, yep. I felt like a chump for not coming back and grinding for them harder. I have enough that my whole Sanctum deck is all glyphed out, and I have enough spare that I could change a lot of cards in it and keep it green and glyphy. Keep it glyphy. Okay.
It is a very fun idea to have all green glyphs on your Sanctum deck, at least. Keep it glyphy. Is that the title?
Glyphic? Keep it glyphic? I don't know. I don't know.
Is way better.
I'm sure somebody will say something sillier than that.
I'll put the decks that I've been playing in the show notes. I've been playing a spin on Scott's move deck from last Sanctum. I threw Spider-Punk in there. And it was already my own spin. I had Adam Warlock in there because this deck is so dependent on getting a move scaler. But once you do get that scaler, it doesn't matter Torch is obviously best, but if it's Dagger or Punk, totally fine. Because you just take every single Sanctum once it gets big enough.
Until Shang-Chi shows up. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but hardly anybody's running Shang. It's fine.
I don't know why Shang-Chi is really good in Sanctum Showdown. All you need to do is not have priority, and then you're guaranteed a 6er at some point in your future.
Yeah, well, speaking of Shang-Chi, who really should be around more, Sauron decks are everywhere in this mode.
There's so many targets, just just lousy with 10+.
Ben's deck from last time, Silk Scream, which is a vestigial name. It is a screamless Scream deck.
I've changed the name now. I've finally abandoned it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What have you named it?
No, I just call it Sanctum Silk because the name is a bit confusing, and I want
Scream's
people to want to play it. I want people to play it because it will help them. It will get you there, but people are scared of things that don't make sense.
And Spider-Man. It's a Scream deck.
Kinda, yeah, and it did have Scream several Sanctums ago.
Okay, so
I understand why. We can still call it Silk Scream here on the podcast, but on my Blue Sky, I posted it under.
I just posted it today
Silk.
on Twitter as Silk Scream.
That's all right. That's all right.
The first comment I got was, "Where's Scream?"
That's the thing. Can you blame them though? I can't.
Anyway, here's the deck. It is Batroc, Hydra Bob, who's just. I mean, they're both excellent in Sanctum, let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
You have to believe in Bob. He will take Sanctums for you. And even better if he gets the backup from Batroc. Kraven, Merlin, Spider-Man, Silk. Silk I did not understand. I was trying so hard to understand. Why would you play Silk in Sanctum? Because your opponent plays one card on the Sanctum and she's gone. But, if you don't have Prio, just attack the Sanctum with Silk. And you know what? Even if she does leave the Sanctum, it's fine. She's helping Hydra Stomper. She's helping Kraven. She's worth it. Hydra Stomper. And then Prowler. This is Copycat in the old version. But Prowler has fit in beautifully. And it's very easy to get the 0-cost skills with this deck. Polaris. Shang-Chi. Miles Morales. Spider-Man. And Stegron. Who, of course, is also a very good Sanctum card.
Oh yeah.
This deck took me a handful of games to figure out. I lost those ones pretty quickly, or pretty severely, but other than that, the win rate with this thing has been very, very good. It takes a long time to bleed scrolls.
Yeah.
I highly suggest learning it. It is a great deck. Okay, we are going to get some quick thoughts in on last week's cards. I don't know, actually. Do we have anything more to say about Spider-Man, Noir? You already brought up your deck.
Yeah, keep trying him and stuff. I know he works in Surfer. I think it's possible he works somewhere else, but yeah, fun Surfer card. I've still been experimenting with alternate versions of that list. I'm not going to tell you about them because I'm not confident that they're any better than the version that I told you about last week. But real card, keep paying attention. That's what I say.
Okay. I don't know if it'll ever be a spike card, but your Surfer deck is the closest I've seen to it being properly strong, somewhat reliable. And then Deafening Chord came out, and that's that 1-cost skill that afflict an enemy character here that costs 3 or less with -1 power and remove its text. I've seen a lot of people. I've seen very mixed reaction on it. I think most people were expecting it to be strong, and I've seen a mixed reaction. And some people are like, "Oh, it's missing the card I want a lot," or it's it's losing the 50-50. It's hitting Squirrel Girl instead of Madam Web, which I mean, that's not what Red Guardian would do, but there are plenty of situations where Red Guardian just loses 100% of the time, and Deafening Chord at least gets the 50-50. Deafening Chord can hit a Morbius that already has power. So I haven't used it a ton, but it seems strong to me.
I wish I'd had more experience with it, but with Sanctum and stuff. But yeah, I just I also can't believe it's I doubt the people who think it's bad, and I suspect it's at least fine. Oh, but you know what's not fine? It's not a chord. It's just one note.
Is it?
Great job, Second Dinner. Also, the Mosh Pit location, the guitar sound that plays when Mosh Pit reveals makes it. It's also just one sustained note that sounds like it's from a power ballad or something, and not a punk rock song that you could mosh to. So
lame.
Yeah, they're just not very punk rock.
people are playing it wrong. So I haven't been as certain, partially because I've been playing a lot of decks built to like not have stuff for other people to ruin. Like, no, I am the ruiner of things, not you. But so like they've been hitting my like Quicksilver Domino with Deafening Chord, and the rule is this thing costs 1. So if it only removes 1 power. So unless playing it is doing something else for you, like you're playing it on top of something to gain power, or it is in some way doing something, it's worth it to hold it back until like it's like don't play it on curve, even if it's a waste, even if it means you might not have the opportunity to play it later. They could have held it back and had a chance at hitting my speed or something like that. So it's like, you know, like, don't, sometimes it's okay to hold it back and then be wrong, like, and not get to play it out later than to get the -1 power now and definitely nothing. Like,
yeah.
So people are playing it wrong and then also just, like, remembering only the bad times on the 50/50s and not all the good times. Okay. This week's card, Prowler. We are recording a day early because of the American holiday on Thursday. So I don't know if you two have had any...
The Scottish play, the American holiday. Like, we're just not going to say its name.
No. Mm-mm.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
The one that's on Thursdays in November. Turkeys are involved, I think. The Prowler. 3/4 on reveal, add 2 Thief's Tools to your hand. Set their cost to 0 if a card moved last turn. I grabbed him. Obviously, I've been playing him in Sanctum. I tried him in like a couple other places. How about you two?
I grabbed him right away. I have not. I know that other people are trying him in my Sanctum deck. I haven't tried him there yet. Also, last week, This was the other... I didn't get around to invoking this particular example, but the Flight Harness is another example of how the team only knows how to do like one thing with move right now, and that's move and give flat stats, which is like, we're all trying to find the guy who did this, like Human Torch. Like, sorry, like second dinner is in the hot dog suit here. Like they keep printing cards that move and give flat stats, and that's how you get Human Torch problems, guys. You print cards that are good with Human Torch, and then Human Torch is good. I don't even know. I don't even know. They're so we'll get into it later in the card ratings, but like, I don't know if these people understand what their cards do or this is, yeah. But yeah, Prowler seems strong. That's been my impression from what little I've seen of him so far, and it matches my expectations based on my ability to read.
Great.
Okay. First I have to say, because I've been sitting here looking at it, that every time I see Prowler, I have to remember when we were doing our character playlist, I did choose a serious song for Prowler, but I was so tempted. There's a song called Trinkets by Ash Nico that it's like, oh, maybe I'm a crow. I like shiny things. And so, which of course for me, I was like, ooh, oh yeah, me too. Okay. But like, so now, and I almost wanted to pick that for Prowler because I was just imagining like Prowler prancing around going like, I'm a little trinket girl, like the song. And every time I see him now we're in the game, I just like that plays in my head and it makes Prowler very silly. But I didn't get Prowler because it would be all of my tokens. So maybe I will because it does seem like a lot of fun because I have been playing Prowler at home. Which is when your copycat copies their Prowler. And it's so fun because if they play Prowler, they're usually doing the move shit for you.
They're doing the moves.
Mm-hmm.
So you get this 0 cost. And I'm like, oh, these abilities are cool. I like this. And Copycat's even a little beefier.
So you think Prowler is a little trinket girl. See, that makes me think that maybe his theme song is... part of your world from the Little Mermaid. Like, can't you just picture him in Ariel's grotto looking around at all his thief's tools? Which one's the dingle hopper, do you suppose?
The vibro shot gauntlets.
For sure.
Yeah. Again, with
Reasonable.
the same like caveat that like this is only one day of Prowler. I have been impressed with the card. It is strong. It is fun. I have seen some people saying it goes in every deck or that it's super flexible. I don't think it's quite that good. I think
see.
3/4 is not like the skills are good enough that they're worth playing even at one cost. But like that is a big hit to have to spend 2 more energy than you would have if they were free.
It's true.
He's just a 3/4. And like, you know, the mines being a 1/4, that's very cool.
Or a
But-
0/4.
Yeah, obviously.
Also, like, who's self-actualized to look at this card and be like, yeah, I don't want to get full value out of it. I just want to throw it in and play those one costs. How do you not want to just put in card? It's like, because it's synergy. Like, you could get more synergy. Things could be more synergistic. Don't you want
True.
max synergy? What is it? This is a max.
yes,
But also
like-
a lot of things
He's
move.
if he's the only thing you can afford on turn 3 and nothing has moved, is it worth playing him? I think.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Instead of holding him for when a move is happening.
Yep. You'll find an opportunity to squeeze
that's
in a tool or two.
There's
Also-
so many things that move, and moving is so useful.
There are
It's
so
like,
many
it's
things
hard
that
to be
move,
like,
and sometimes you can count on your opponent to do it or a location to do it. You know,
it's like, I want Prowler, but I want to like put a ball and chain around his leg, just drag him down a little bit. It's like, don't do that to Prowler. Okay.
Fun card, worth having. I would say comparable to a Kate Bishop. Like, obviously, like, design-wise, it seems similar, but also, like, she's good and flexible, but that doesn't mean you can just put her in anything. She's best when she has some synergy going on.
Don't you really want to put them in a deck together now?
Yeah, of
Have a whole
course.
bunch
kind
of
of.
little like
Kind of.
crow's
Do it with
nest.
a werewolf. Totally.
You could. True.
Oh man, I've been taking down so many werewolves with like Red Guardian and Cotton. They like don't see it coming. It's like
Just rude.
you left your like I don't. People like don't think like when you play cards, play them like they're gonna do it. If it doesn't matter to you, then always play them like they're gonna Negasonic if they have Prio and put your
Yeah,
less
always.
important card last. Like
It's just
right?
a good habit.
If you don't need to leave a card alone in the field, vulnerable to a Russian, like just like don't do it. People don't think. Play paranoid, fear everything.
Yeah.
Assume they have the
Okay.
tech.
Yeah. There's
I think that's
usually
actually-
a reason to play whatever card you're playing wherever and whenever. You just remember all the reasons that you would have to
Hold-
worry about things.
Hold your if you can, put your Morbius, put things, your important stuff behind where it can't get cosmic Ghost Rider. You know what I mean? Just like automatically be doing these things anyway. Just protect yourself at all times.
Because you never know what
Okay.
they might have gotten off of,
They're
one of those
strangers.
locations or something. They might have a card that you don't expect. So just act like they've got all the cards.
Yeah. You're going to see the tech that works against your deck the most because it's the tech that works against your deck.
Yep.
So people will play it instead of just holding it. Okay. Next, Hydro Man's out. We'll talk about him next week because he's fairly new. Vibe check.
Also
on
fairly
him.
unremarkable. Boom.
There's that too. Vibe check on him. I think something that we all missed talking about is Black Widow, and I think that's kind of real. Yeah, that's it.
It's definitely cute.
Yeah,
And you know what?
I like
Cute things win cubes.
yeah. I mean, Black Widow
sometimes.
doesn't see
Doesn't she
hardly any
activate?
play anymore. Yeah,
So you
she's
can,
activated.
like,
Yeah.
Jocasta that stuff now. That
you
seems
could do
real
that.
obnoxious.
But also,
we
it
can
means that
double
you can.
Black Widow again. I'm in.
But also, you can play Hydro Man and activate her on turn 5, so they don't get the card. Yeah, we thought of other
it's
synergies,
fine.
but I don't think we ever called out that one.
I don't think it's I don't think it's enough to make Hydro Man the right thing. I don't know. I could be wrong. We'll see.
I don't know. He seems decent in Darkhawk because Darkhawk can play Black Widow. Also, Darkhawk, I don't know if there's a way you can do this, but if you can reliably Korg after Hydro Man, that shuffles their deck.
Yeah, you'd need
Yeah.
Ram.
You're running Luna
Give
Snow
him
or
a
something.
one-cost rock.
Yeah. And then if your one cost, if the card that Hydro Man hits is either Mystique or Darkhawk, like you're pretty happy about that. Then, okay.
I'm into it. Okay.
Only 40 minutes so far. Should we just push through? Or do you want to intermish?
I'm happy
I
to
can
push
go either
through.
way. Okay, let's
Okay.
do it.
Push. We're gonna rank the other cards coming next week. We're not gonna talk about them in the vibe check because we're ranking all of the Weapon X cards right now. Season Pass card. Ree, you'll be up first.
Okay, is Weapon X the season pass card? Yeah, it says Weapon X Wolverine. Or just Weapon X. Okay. After one of your other cards is destroyed, +1 power. After every third time, improve this effect by 1. 0 of 3. Aw, they added a little RPG to the game.
Levels
That's
up.
what I think about this. Okay, definitely compared. I mean, that feels like it's gonna be right, like that's pretty good. I mean, you're destroying a lot of things in destroy. So it's definitely you're putting it in a destroy deck. But
How
you know,
many things?
that's got to be like a 3 out of 4, right? To like oh. But you don't want Weapon X itself to be destroyed.
That's right. This one does not come back.
But I do so like destroying things. And I like
Yeah.
things to reward me. I like things to thank me as I break them. That does make it less good now because it's like then I only want to destroy it once it's already big enough that its power is useful. Okay, I'm locking it down to a 2.
Okay. And I didn't introduce this properly, but we rank out of 4. Ben.
I also gave this one a 2. The things that I thought were remarkable about Weapon X are that he has to be on the board to see all that stuff get destroyed. He doesn't count from the beginning of time like Hydra Stomper or Mobius or Null or we know the ones. But yeah, and my second bullet point, this Wolverine does not himself regenerate. So like you got to keep him alive while he's there on the board. So play him early, never play a destroy card in that lane ever again and somehow destroy 9 plus like what 10 is that where is the 10th destroy where you get the +4 is that right? That's pretty exciting. So I don't like the promise is there, that's for sure, but I think it's
Would you like Phoenix this?
That
You mean
seems
you
like
kill it and
way,
bring him back?
Too much work.
I think you're avoiding
Yeah.
to kill him, yeah.
Yep.
Which then
And-
is like, okay, so if you're playing with X-23 or Wolverine and they bounce over to his lane, like
Yep, then you
in
can't
trouble.
do it there. They're trapped. Yep. So I think that alone is like pretty damn clunky. And my third thing is if we put it in the context of the rest of the season, I think it's interesting that the season pass card does not seem eager to participate in any destroy/discard hybrid strategy stuff, you know?
Yeah, so
which
question, is it like per instance, like if you do like a Deathbird thing, would he get one for each drone destroyed
oh yeah,
or
no,
no?
he's
Mhm.
Killmonger is going to be his best friend. Because
Okay,
that's
so
the way
that's
that you
like-
rack up tons of hits.
So I was totally wrong that he's going to be in a regular destroy deck, and this is more like gimmicky stuff like Fire Hair.
That's what I think. So yeah, I'm also a 2. He can get really big, but you have to pay for that. Like, you are slowing down your traditional destroy deck if you're paying 2 energy on Weapon X instead of on a destroyer or, a card that can do destroy.
Or Wolverine Classic.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that he's a huge tempo loss for those decks. And yeah, you're going to destroy 5-6 things pretty easily in a traditional destroy deck, but that's without spending 2 energy on Weapon X. And so I think you have to put him in a special kind of deck. And like every deck with Weapon X is going to have death in it. I think it probably has a Killmonger strategy most of the time because that's how you get the most things out there, and he gets big, but I don't think that it'll be a fun new flavor of Destroy, but I don't think it competes with the existing strong Destroy.
I also
decks.
think you're unlikely to get more than 2 cubes because they'll just retreat
face up. That's true. Okay, Ben on the Super Premium Season Pass.
Ooh, on the Super Premium Season Pass,
which will also release in Series 5 on day 1.
It's my favorite card. Well, maybe my second favorite card. Adamantium Infusion. That's a skill. One of those freestanding skill cards that I love and think are great for the game. Costs 4 energy. On reveal, revive your highest power destroyed card here with its power doubled. This is somewhat unrelated, but why doesn't Shang-Chi do highest power yet? They should really get on that. I feel like that's inevitably where he's going, and they should do it. Okay, but this wonderful card. When we had Scott on, he rhetorically inquired whose skill Adamantium Infusion was, and I, of course, blurted out Dr. Cornelius, which is the correct answer and would have been a better card. So I don't know. I just sort of despise this. It's going to be very good. Doubling things is pretty good, and it's one of the 2 effects that they know about: moving and adding flat stats and doubling stuff. Those are the kinds of cards now. So this is unsurprising. It's going to be good. Man Spider's good. It's Destroy stuff is good. It's good to bring things back, and I mean, it's going to be good with Fastball Special. It's a good card. I hope that for some reason being 4 somehow makes it clunky, except a lot of 4 costs have not proven to be clunky. This one doesn't have Activate or anything. You can even play it. You could Astral Projection this card. I don't know. I just think this card's going to be a problem. I guess I have to give it a number. I think I'm going to be optimistic and call this card a 3, but I suspect it's a 4.
Okay. It's a 4 for me. I think it's really strong, and it does things that existing decks like to do. You don't see a lot of Fire Lord out there, but you do see some Phoenix Force, and it just does that better for most things, right? For multiple man, the movement is actually really important, but for a lot of things, they would be okay with giving up the movement if it meant they got to come back double big. You do this with something like Kid Omega, eat a huge Venom, bring it back, and it's doubled. That's just, yeah.
Honestly, these 2 skill cards are trying to make Kid Omega look bad. It seems to me.
It's it does just the Shuri thing, kind of without telegraphing it.
Much more abruptly.
Has to be in a certain type of deck. You have to
one step extra. You got to destroy a thing.
Yeah, but
But there are so many incentives to do that. Even just if we're just looking at these cards and ignoring all previous cards, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really think that having to destroy is a downside as much as it is just
a commitment to a lifestyle.
Only for this certain type of deck. Yeah.
I don't think it's a downside. I'm just saying it's an extra step. That's kind of why I was looking at this, and I was kind of at a 3.5, because I agree. I mean, I think it's obviously when it does the thing, it'll do it well, most things. And I would put it there. I even think it's fun. I only get cautious when I hear all this, oh, it's so good. It's well, it's still, you still got to put in the work and but yeah, no, there's things that gets around, even, right, just the ability to, maybe your opponent will just shang something for you, solve your, problems, or, even, it feels like you could play it on things like Death's Door, right, because it'll revive it. I don't think it would destroy it in that situation. Correct.
Yeah.
So, it does a lot of useful, good stuff, and being a surprise, which probably makes up for the, the extra step of having to get something to a high level enough and then destroy it. But, it'll be fun. I thought of Phoenix Force immediately too. Maybe even it goes in some decks with that. But it's the kind of card that seems both fun, that you want to build a deck for, like that's worth getting. It's a bummer that this one is the super premium instead of the season pass, because it seems vastly more interesting to me, to be honest. Something I'd rather play with, something that seems like it'll be better. Whereas Weapon X seems like it'll be tricky and not as fun.
Yeah, I'm really surprised Weapon X is the season pass. Not by the character. Like, obviously, Wolverine is a well-known character, but it seems like a really niche card.
Yeah. I also don't like this. It seems clear to me that the super premium season pass card is straight up better than the regular season pass card, which I don't love. Like, in previous seasons. We had that in Robot Season. What was the...
Sparky and Viv.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least Sparky is
And also
niche.
The current season, Man Spider is probably better than Spider-Punk.
Oh, true. Yeah, I guess now it's a trend.
It wasn't as obvious as it was to us now. Like, we looked at those cards and we didn't immediately maybe be like way unbalanced. And this time we're like, this one.
Well, I don't know.
It's very obvious.
I think we were pretty suspicious of Sparky before Sparky came out, and I was pretty confident Man Spider was a good card.
It's because you're in
Zombie Scarlet Witch was better than Headpool, so maybe it's coincidence.
Was she?
I think so. I think zombie sticks are more popular than Headpool right now.
Well,
Headpool
one of them needed to get buffed. Headpool never got
a lot of buffs. A lot of buffs.
I think. Did I take? Yeah, because it's like the problem is eventually you just have too many little cards in Deadpool, and it's like it was hard to let. I probably should let Agony go instead, but anyway.
I think Agony's got to be there in a Deadpool deck.
That's what I'm saying. He felt like the cuttable card, it was said.
If you haven't tried the 6/1s deck yet, Ree, I should send that to you. It's
I don't think I've tried
destroy deck. Chamber, a 2/3, activate, +2 power for each 5 cost or higher card you have here and in hand. Another card like Weapon X that's very face up. Oh, Reed, can you commit to a 3 or a 4 on your Adamantium Infusion? You said 3.5.
Okay, let's give it a 3. Yeah.
Okay. For the record, which everybody keeps extensive,
For
very accurate
the record.
Chamber's very face up, and I think easier than Weapon X in the right deck, but. I don't know. I'm not impressed by this card. I think it's awkward to have a whole bunch of 5+ cards, and there are decks that can do it. Say Hela, or do you do this with Zombie Galacti after?
You don't do this with anything.
The
juice is not worth the squeeze even remotely.
If you get 3 hits, he's a 2/9. That's.
Yeah,
okay.
If you get 3 hits, can you guarantee you're going to get 3 hits every time? And also, is a 2/9 even that much to write home about? There's another 2/9 that we're going to talk about in a second that's way easier to guarantee.
Yep, I agree. So Chamber is a 1 for me. 2's probably more accurate, but I just like...
Is it? I think you got it right the first time. That's the main thing.
It's in the shadow of so many other 2s. Ree.
Okay, yeah, I see a lot of problems with this card. So if you think about a deck where you're putting in, because look, even cards that are going high power are often starting in the 4 cost, because I was like, do I put this with Sauron? And it's like, no, because Typhoid Mary, because Starbrand, so you're not going there. And then it's like, if you're putting a lot of 5 and 6 card decks, you're looking for your lower cards to be ramp cards, because it's your big cards that are usually getting you the power and payout, right? So you'd be wanting to pair this, since this is a power card, with higher cost cards that maybe don't give you the power. So it could solve the problem of where sometimes I've tried to play Ravonna decks with Iron Man, and I can't get enough power to duplicate. So, like, you're building a kind of weird deck with it for sure. And it's awkward. It's activate. It's going to be, like I said, if you're building a deck with a lot of high-cost cards in your hand, then, like, you're probably leaving him alone in the field vulnerable to Red Guardian. And then it's like, that's why it's like something like a Psylocke would be better. So, you know what I mean? Something that helps you ramp. So it's just like awkward for me. I want to say there's at least one tricky deck you could build with it, with some like shenanigans 5s, you know, where you need some power, but like, yeah, I would give it like I'm all about the 0.5, so like we'll round it down to a 1.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible. So I will mention that, you know, like maybe there is a deck with some 5s. It's not here yet though, because you know why? This small big friendship angle is very dragon coded. This is like on brand for the dragon season. It's a little 2 who wants you to be playing 5 costs or higher.
That's cute.
So it's very dragony, except that all those cards in that thematic vein from dragon season, those cards all look good, and this card looks like hot garbage. There's no reason to play this card ever at all. This is a 1. Stinky
So
poo-poo.
Okay.
Like, whoa, like Chamber's just like, gosh, I just said hello.
Well, Snap Fan and Snap Zone are showing a different schedule for this season. So I don't know if Wild Child is the first week or not, so we're gonna go with Zone. Wade Wilson. This is for Ree, but it's gonna be a limited time event card.
Okay. Wade Wilson is a 2/2. When destroyed, replace this with a 1-cost card from your hand or deck with +1 power. Oh, it's a little Deadpool finder. How cute. How perfectly adorable. Okay, immediately this is like, now this is the thing you do want to put in a deck, because like part of the problem about like going all in on Deadpool, which actually is harder to do once they move Taskmaster to cost 6. Unless you've got X-23 out, you're usually just doing a null Deadpool. But, like, this is a Deadpool finder, and it's already good, because, like, even if it doesn't find your Deadpool, you always love to see an X-23. No one's mad. No one's ever mad. No one's like, curse you, X-23, why aren't you a Deadpool? You're like, no, welcome to the party. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3. I mean, it's like a destroy. I mean, because it's a win destroyed, so it is a destroy deck. But like, it's gonna feel like you're gonna really want it way more than Weapon X. Do you want this?
Okay, Ben.
Well, I was a little less excited about this one. I think the nicest thing I can say about Wade Wilson is that he thins your deck, maybe. How many 1s does he want you to run? Just the pools? Oh
my gosh, Agony, Nico, you've got like so many 1s you can play in a Deadpool deck.
But like, do you want to run that many? Like, are you trying to do a specific thing with Wade Wilson? Are you just trying to get a card out? I'm not convinced that you want to run 1,000,000 1s if you're really trying to take advantage of this card.
Anti-synergy with Nico.
I mean, okay, yeah, you're right. I mean, so like maybe you're crapping down a bit, but like also X-23 is a lot of destroy decks. You're really hoping for that, especially if you did pull Deadpool, to get that extra energy to drop like a null Deadpool and stuff. So like even if like I would put in other cards and try cutting Nico, and if I needed to and stuff, and throw Headpool back in for this to guarantee I'm getting Deadpool or X-23. Okay.
But if we have 2 1 costs in the deck, if we have 3 1 costs in the deck, I'm saying there's a pretty high chance that you're going to have a 1 cost in your hand, and that might be what he pulls out, and that's not very good if he pulls a card from your hand. because then you're not drawing a card, you're not thinning your deck.
Okay, but riddle me this. What if you're like, this happens in Destroy, we're just on the nature of how things occurred. You're like, I really wish I had the energy to play some of these 1-drops and Venom, or, and Carnage, and you just don't have the energy for it all, so you usually prioritize Deadpool or X-Men, whatever, you're playing. But with this, if Wade Wilson gets destroyed first, it could play something that would then also get from your hand, get destroyed, and that would be cute.
At the same turn.
If you're waiting for turn 3 to get your...
because the Venom would capture the scene.
If you're waiting for turn 3 to get your Deadpool onto the board, I think you're probably losing.
Yep.
I think this card's real bad. I'm giving it a 2, but just to be nice.
Sometimes Deadpool isn't your main action of how you're going to win, but that doesn't mean you just ice him out of everything if you have the energy.
Wade Wilson? I think
I've played enough Destroy to say I would try this, because there are definite times where I'm like, I sure wish I got an X-23 earlier and I had more energy now.
Yeah, I don't think any deck wants to make room for this guy, and I'll give him a 2, but I'm just being nice.
I have to ask.
I think this one's a stinker.
He's like a low 2 for me. He helps me feel better about Chamber 1, because Chamber is like a bad card. You are doing something wrong if Chamber's in your deck.
This one at least does have promise.
Wade Wilson, I think, is playable. Thinning your deck is a good thing. You can control it if he's going to thin, because you can make sure there's no ones in your hand. But I think he's just a little too slow. I think getting any of the ones on turn 3 at the soonest, and then you can't destroy them until turn 4. I think it's just too slow. I think he needs to be a 1, and even then, I don't know if he really fits in the deck.
No, if he's a 1, he'll be amazing.
No, he'd be a 3 at best if he was a 1.
I'm saying, not amazing. Where it's way too OP. I'm just like, I'll get him now for when they buff him down to 1 cost.
I'm not confident.
I like something that finds cards. Things that find cards.
They don't rescue every card the way they used to.
This one's an event card too, not a card people
Zombie
are paying
Captain
for.
Marvel is still just Zombie Captain Marvel as she released. They don't fix every card now.
I don't have her still.
That's why they haven't fixed her.
I also want her though, and would have fun. So I don't know.
But I think Lauren might be right that they're not going to buff Spider-Punk, which is wild because he's not good.
Yeah, I kind of don't think that they'll buff Wade. I think that there's a chance that they're just being way too cautious on this one by making him a 2, because he's a tutor and he thins things. But it's too slow.
He only thins things if you don't have 1 costs in your hand.
If you have him on 2, right, and you play you play him on 2 because you didn't have Wolverine or whatever. And then you play 3. Carnage, and then he pulls your Deadpool that you didn't pull, and then that's already in the lane, and then next thing you put a Destroy card there.
That is such a late Deadpool.
He is a +1 at that point, so you can end up with Deadpool. He'd be a 2. You could destroy him twice.
I would like it a lot better if you could pull it and then it could get destroyed.
Yeah,
as well.
I think that would help it a lot too.
Yeah, if he pulled a 1 cost that he then destroyed in a chain reaction.
You're right. Elite Deadpool is rough. Maybe Deadpool's not what you're pulling with it.
Oh, I don't think there's anything else.
Your deck of those 1 drops, just so to make sure you draw your Null or your Death, has value too.
How much Angel are you running these days?
The Angel doesn't also find me a specific card. It just pulls itself.
This card, I mean,
okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm too high on it.
When I heard Glazer talk about this card months ago, he was super high on it. So you're not alone. I'll say that. I have a hard time imagining a deck that wants this more than
Yep.
Ben with Weapon H.
Whoo, baby, Weapon H. It's a 7/14. When discarded, put this back with -2 cost. I got some thoughts about this card. My first inclination was to hand it a 4 because this is one too many returns to hand cards now, especially good ones. We got Apocalypse, we got Scorn, we got mostly Khonshu, we've got Weapon H. Now I'm wondering, like, am I allowed to maybe find a way to play Hell Cow? I'm thinking, like, is there a way I can play more cards that discard 2 or more cards in a turn? Because like Corvus Glaive is so low risk now, so like there's just no reason not to play Corvus Glaive with so many cards that go back to your hand. Like, you don't have to worry about it. There's like, what's the worst that could happen? You might lose one real card in a discard deck with like all these things. It's gonna make your late game with Dracula discard much more flexible. There'll be all kinds of questions about what you might play and what you might save for him to, do his thing. Yeah, I think this is one too many returns to hand cards, and it's a problem. And the stats are good. The 14 is a big number. And if you play it for 3, that's still pretty good. If you play it for 1 or 0, that's bananas. Yeah, I just think this card's pretty nuts. I don't know. I think I will give it a 4. I gave Adamantium Infusion a 3 so that I could have a little more juice to hand out elsewhere, I guess. So I'm more excited about Weapon H. So yeah, this one gets to be a 4.
This one's pretty easy to give either a 3 or 4 because, like, it definitely has a home. There are decks that this upgrades, no doubt. I think I'll give it a 4 also. I think Black Knight likes it. Black Knight also likes Infinite and then can bring it
Black
back
Knight
with Hela
loves
or Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
But this is like kind of takes one step out. You don't have to worry about bringing back the Infinite. I think that might be worth the trade-off.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you run both Infinite and Weapon H.
Could be. That's a good call. I never think about Black Knight ever at all. So good for you.
But I'm with you in the other places that it belongs. For a second, I was thinking, oh, this is a Hela card too, but then you can't truly discard it.
That's
so
one place it doesn't go.
Not a Hela
Yeah.
card. Hela has to wait until January to get its Fin Fang Foom for the upgraded 7.
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous.
I don't think there's a lot more to say about this. Like, it's just big stats. I like seeing text boxes that are simple. We are getting fewer of them these days, and so it's nice to have a few of them. Because I think there's still good design space that doesn't have to be
Absolutely. It doesn't all have to be doubles and move plus flat stats.
Yeah. And I think complicated abilities are fun too, but there's something charming about elegant text.
Mm-hmm.
Ree?
Yeah, I mean, I gave it a 3. I think, like, it as someone who is a big enjoyer of non-bullseye discard, for sure this goes in there. Fits right into that last nonsense I was doing with Wong Modoc, and yeah, I would love to play this with some Black Knight. So, but obviously you are, putting it into a discard deck and not every single discard deck, but like it's gonna be good in its lane. So, that's, Lauren said not much more to say about it than what has already been said.
Okay. Maverick, another Series 5, a 3/3, activate, give the next card you play power equal to this card's power. I think this one's kind of tough because it feels like it is very sensitive to balance changes, right? Every time you adjust its power, you're like, it's a double impact. And of course, as an activate, it would be very sensitive to being either a 2-cost or a 4-cost. It would make a massive difference in how playable it is. Seems like a shoe-in for Surfer, not just because it's a 3,
like
but because
a
Surfer has
Shuri
lots
thing,
of things
right?
that want to get hit. What do you mean?
No, sorry, I was misreading it.
It's Shuri like in the same way that Forges, where or Galacta, where it like boosts the card before it flips. So you could even play it with Shuri.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the point of this card, right? That's the only thing that makes it good mostly is that you can, it's like where you can stack Kid Omega with things. It's like its activate can pair with a different on reveal to like super combo.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance that actually Shuri would always go first and then Maverick, kind of like the Iron Fist Aranya interaction.
The timing of this is really important to like.
But I mean, Brood and
that's all I'm here for.
And Sebastian Shaw and Captain Carter, they all love this, even if you don't boost Maverick's power at all.
On that,
I gotta give him a number. I'll give him a 3. Although that Surfer deck is really having a lot of good hits, but he's an activate, not an on reveal. So
it's true.
Ria's next, or did you have something you
wanted? That's where I'm torn on this one. Is like I do hate activates. And I was just thinking, like, well, I hate, like, and then I can't play it on turn 6 if I want to. But I'm like, that's not the struggle of Surfer. On Surfer, there's so many cards you do want to hold
for turn 6.
and play later. Right? You're always looking for the Surfer cards you can play earlier. So it's like, it does seem like it's really good for that. Like, I hate it for, like, my hand buff, my Gwenpool Galacta, like, nonsense, my super buff decks. I don't like it for that because of its activate nature. Like, it just won't synergize nicely for that. But for Surfer, where it itself is going to be buffed, you're always looking for Surfer cards that you can play early if it's not tech that's actually going to be, like, if dropping the Red Guardian that turn isn't going to be helpful or whatever. So, like, that does make me want to... I want to give it a 2 though, because I don't know. I've been giving a lot of cards 3s, and it's activate, and I feel like it should always get dinged for that if it's not like a 2-drop.
Ben?
Well, I was tempted to give it a 4 just because of how good I think it will be specifically in Surfer. I only gave it a 3, though. As Ree mentioned, it's always great to have something that you can play guilt-free on turn 3 in Surfer, and that's great. But you're not angry about playing this one later, especially if this gives him time to soak up blessings that he can pay forward. So, and related to that, but also sometimes even when you play this card on turn 3, this functions as a third chance for America Chavez and her +3 to hit Carter/Brood. So if it hits Maverick, he'll keep those stats. He'll hang on, but he'll pass them on to where they'll really do some good. So that means that, like, America's got, like, a really good chance of hitting something that's gonna, like, man, America Chavez is such a good card. Like, we don't have other 1/5s right now, do we? Like Black Cat and Hydra Bob or 1/4s.
Titania and Ant-Man.
Yeah, but they both are
Martyr. I love Martyr.
Oh, poor Martyr.
But yeah, I think this card's going to be nuts in Surfer. I don't know if it goes anywhere else. I'm only thinking about what I'm going to do with this card. But yeah, I'll be playing this card.
Does Forge? I know you don't. At least from what I've seen, you don't play Forge. And I'm wondering, does this change that?
No, I don't think so. I think this card still would rather just be soaking up that America. You know. Yeah. I think, oh, wow. Yeah, it'll soak up Surge stuff, just multiplying all these things. Wow. Yeah, it's got me wanting to reincorporate the Power Buff Girls. I haven't been playing them in my Surfer decks lately, but I'm like, this kind of leans into everybody buff, you know? That's sort of where it pulls me. We'll see what seems prudent when I start dragging the cards around. But I don't really build before the cards are out too much.
Yeah. Surge does seem like a really good one. Like getting him down to 2 helps a ton. Or getting anything in that deck down.
Yeah, Surge is there's a reason it's in all my surfers.
Yeah, I understand you picking her over Forge. Okay, Fastball Special, which is a limited time event card.
Okay, it's a skill, so it costs 2. With on reveal, destroy your highest power card here to afflict an enemy card here with that much negative power. I like this a lot. It makes me sad that I won't get Adamantium Infusion because it's a super premium card too. Because it does like pair nicely with that. But one reason I really like it is because I have this like long running deck fantasy of like an It's a Gundam deck where like the whole idea is destroy everything is stuff that can just be destroyed, just like Nimrod and Wolverine and like Bucky, just all set up for that. And it's just like it's really hard to build. There's a time where that would do well enough, but even with all the buffs to Destroyer, it's really hard to just drop a Destroyer on turn 6 and that'd be like
expect for it to matter.
Yeah, for that to be good enough against like a move deck, you know what I mean? Like against other things that are doing their thing, because you don't often have a lot of tech besides maybe Killmonger and like this style of deck. So it's just like, and this gives me more of that like. It pairs nicely into that where it's like you want to do things with a deck like that where you're keeping your board clear. I don't know. I'll even play it with Namora. I like this one. This is the limited time event card I've like most in a while. But it's like I can't really give it like a 4. So I feel like I give it a 3.
Are you sure you can't give it a 4?
No, because it's not like. Is it like that good that it deserves a 4? I don't know.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
You're right. You can play it on the last turn. All right, we'll do it. It's the 4. Plus, it's the fastball special.
Holding club at 4. All right.
I feel like I just saw X-23 like in a comic be like, do you know what the fastball special is, right? Like, I love how much of a thing it is. Okay, anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah. I am giving this one a 4. I say yuck. To this.
You hate it?
Give us a reason to play Colossus first. How about that? Yeah. You weren't there, Reed.
Well, Colossus is immune to the fastball special. Giving us a reason to play Colossus.
Immune to both sides of it.
Maybe that's what, like, I've long been intrigued by, like, Colossus being a Namora target. Like, can't be shanked. And there's more and more of this Deafening Chord, Omega Sentinel, that stuff. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to play Luke in everything. Come on now, don't make us play Luke in everything. Maybe all along it's been the strong, silent Colossus being like, hey, remember me with all the variants that you've never, ever played?
Maybe. Okay. Maybe Colossus is the answer.
I don't think that 2-3.
I believe in you, Colossus.
I don't think it's ever going to be his time, unfortunately. I think this card's super strong. Don't like it. Don't like that you can play it and Adamantium Infusion on the same turn without ramp. I just don't like this card at all. No good. 4 points out of 4.
I'm at least a 3. My hesitation towards going full 4 is it only destroys 1 card at the location, and it does double its power effectively, or I guess keeps its power there, assuming you're playing this in a deck that wants to destroy things, which makes sense. Whereas Carnage and Venom and Deathlock, like all those mainstays, and Killmonger, they all hit lots of things. There will certainly be decks that like doing this. Nimrod comes to mind as one that would be very happy to use this card. Yeah. I agree that it seems like probably the best event card in a while. You will want to get this one. It will be in decks. I'm only wavering on like, can I go full 4? It is nice to have another 2-cost destroy enabler that can really help with the tempo in some destroy decks.
I mean, just think of what it does with adamantium infusion. Like, you're going to be so handsomely rewarded for destroying a large thing. Like, you're going to see those stats 3 times on the board. You're going to see it once in the lane where you fastball special, and then you'll see in the stats again twice in the lane where you adamantium infusion the thing back. It's like, I don't know.
It's also a backup for Storm.
There on turn 6. Yeah, that too. Launder's stats.
Right? Like, you get rid of your skull. Get rid of your Typhoid Mary. Like, you know?
Yeah, they love that. Yeah, it's really hard to see this card being bad. I just don't know how.
Join us.
Really
together we will rule the galaxy.
So many. I've never given so many 4s in a single season.
Like, chaining it. We're like, we're all 4s now.
3 4s in a single season. That seems like so many. Like adamantium infusion and weapon age both seem like better cards to me than this one. I know this is very good media hearing me deliberate. I can't do it. I'm giving it a 3.
You can't do it? Right? That's fair. No. That's perfectly fair.
Yeah. I think it's a very good card, but I do worry about its flexibility and the opportunity cost. Like, you're talking about playing it with adamantium infusion. It's like, hey, well, you have to fit 2 cards into your deck now. Granted, they're good cards.
Yep. Kind of cards I want to put in my deck.
Okay, tell us about Marrow, Ben. She's a Series 4 on Zone, but a limited time event card on Fan.
It doesn't matter. No reason to play this card ever under any circumstances. Marrow, 2/3. When discarded or destroyed, randomly split -6 power among enemy cards. This is really interesting. So I just imagine on the design team or whatever, somebody came in and they're like, what if we released a fresh twist on Proxima Midnight, a cool card that has fallen a bit behind? And here's the exciting thing about our new version is she's actually a couple of points worse and can't be counted on to attack any lane in particular. I don't think the current team understands what makes cards good or bad. They make a lot of guesses that seem poorly educated to me. They really used to do a better job at this stuff. There's like, I don't know how this card like left the house. Like, did it like... what are we doing here? This like 8 isn't enough. Proxima Midnight is not enough. Why would 6 be enough? This card is just so bad.
So a 1?
Yeah, a 0. Okay. I don't know. Like this is such a stinker. Oh man,
I think it's fun thematically. I can see it's going to have a good animation.
No, Marrow's great. I'm a big fan of the character. I like Marrow, but
Okay, I'm with you. Card is bad. I think it's playable though. Feels like Wade Wilson level to me, so I'm calling it a 2. You're talking about like critical mass for cards that put themselves back when you discard them, and you could run Marrow and Proxima Midnight, and then
Marrow doesn't put her. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
13 power. When you discard your hand or whatever. She's also, this isn't a point in her favor. This is actually a point it's against Chamber. Chamber's like a 2/9 if you get 3 hits, right? She's a 2/9 if you eat her with Venom. Like, or a 2/8 if you eat her with Carnage. So like, I don't think that's good enough, but
I think she definitely doesn't go and destroy.
That helps with the perspective.
Yeah.
She says destroy or discard, but like it's really just discard, right?
If she's in destroy, it's like fire hair. You know what I mean? Like that's where I see her in destroy. Like
fire hair she won't trigger fire hair. Not an on reveal.
How does fire hair work? Again, I haven't played fire hair.
She repeats on reveals when you destroy them. So she's like,
right?
If you want to do Marrow multiple times, you have to do like
there's no way.
You have to do like Elixir or Morgan Le Fay type stuff.
That is such a detour.
When destroyed.
And like you can't even count on it to swing a lane. It's just 6 affliction that might go somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, when we're thinking about destroying it, you compare it to Wolverine, right? It's like 2/6.
And it goes
that's hitting
once.
You hit Wolverine 3 times to make him competitive, or no, hit him twice, and he's bigger than Marrow.
And he's making Null bigger and stuff. He's just doing more, advancing
You're hoping,
the cause.
Yeah, you like it.
Making death cheaper.
I agree. I have a real hard time seeing this go into destroy unless you're like that Nomura Atuma side case or something where you're for some reason wanting to get rid of cards. It'd have to be a real like edge case. And it's the same thing with discard. I don't see her going into maybe regular discard over other things, but I can see places where I've built decks myself where the point was just to like discard everything and like, I don't know, strong guy or something. Like, you know, so it's like, I wouldn't give her like, I'll give her a low 2. Like, you know, I don't think she's completely unplayable, but I see all the points against her.
Okay. Wild Child. This is another one where Zone has it one way and Fan has it another. But it's Series 4 or a limited time event. Maybe both. 2/1, ongoing, +4 power if you've discarded a card, +4 power if one of your cards has been destroyed. There are a handful of cards existing. I think it's like... there's like 4. Dawkin, Wolverine X-23, and Morgan Le Fay that can be destroyed or discarded.
No.
Right?
Where's the tipping point where you can actually like have the destroy discard deck?
Season adds more. It has Wild Child and Marrow. and then the card we'll be talking about later, Phantom X. If that deck can be real, Wild Child absolutely goes in that deck. It's a 2/9. And like, if you only get one of the hits, 2/5 is like, it's okay. It's not great, but it's fine. But otherwise, I don't think that deck is going to be very real. I think it's going to be playable, but not very good. So I'll give Wild Child a 2.
Yeah, I like maybe there's going on my current knowledge where there doesn't exist a super serious destroy discard hybrid. It's like the only thing I can really see this is like because it's a card I don't have. So like maybe that like zombie discard card, was it like Zombie Captain America, the one that gives up? Maybe America. You build. Yeah, some kind of ongoing thing with Mobius, and you've got all these, you know, that's some kind of memery maybe I would pull. But, like, I mean, you pair this...
Yeah, 217 with Moonstone.
Right, but that's shenanigans, because that's putting in a lot of cards for that benefit from, like, work you're going to have to do. And they're taking up slots of the work you're going to have to do in that deck, right? But, like... And it's like, if you're playing it in Destroy, it's a weird Destroy, right? Like, this one I almost have to give a 1, because even if I'm pairing it with Ravonna, like, what's it? What am I doing with it? I don't think
you're pairing it with Ravonna.
Right? What are you doing with it?
Suspicion.
So, like, I feel like, for me, like, this is a 1 until maybe, like, that some weird discard Destroy is actually feasible, and you want this.
Ben?
I think I'm going to give it a 3. That's what I'm going to give it.
Ooh.
Oh, really? You like it?
Yeah. It's happy to be played early or late. 2/9 is, I mean, it's really bad on Chamber, but it's pretty good on Wild Child. I think you'll be able to, you know, trigger you'll fulfill the requirements pretty easily. You only have to discard one thing, destroy one thing. I think I think Phantom X is kind of the reason for the season. I think Wild Child sort of rides in on his coattails, and he does wear a long coat, as I recall. I'm familiar with the character from New X-Men. Yeah, he does. I'm looking at the illustration now. Yep, he wears a long coat. So yeah, I think Wild Child gets in on his coattails. I don't know if the Moonstone thing is like the most. I don't know. 217 is pretty.
It seems
big
big enough to me. Yeah,
that seems pretty big to me. And yeah, I know I talk about it all the time, but like probably about a year ago now, I had a secret homework where I had to. We all had to build docking decks, and my docking deck was a surfer deck that existed at the intersection of discard and destroy, and it fucking performed. And that was like without all these toys and tools and things, and like that was before Bullseye. I think there's something here with one costs that want to be discarded or destroyed, like your Muramasa Shard, your X-23. Yeah, I think there's.
You think the hybrid is here?
I think the hybrid will work between this and Phantom X and what has already come before. I mean, like, it's not the highest 3 I've given out. There are 3s I'm much more confident in. But like, in my heart, I want to believe in this card. I want Wild Child to work, and I don't think it's like too dreamy weemy, you know.
Okay. He's just one of those cards
also,
where it's he's very strong in his niche, but it's a weird niche.
I guess I was held back by the
I have one thing that I want to say.
Okay, go ahead.
I just really like this. I like this design. I think it's very straightforward and clean and just like elegant, and much like Weapon H, like, you know, like it's very clear what this card does. It tells you how it works, and it's like just, yeah, it's elegant. I stand by it. Now, what were you saying, Ray?
I don't remember now. It's fine. You know, you're right. Like, so many cards have like weird wording to understand, and this one you do.
It's just crisp.
Okay. Ree, speaking of cards that people are struggling to understand.
What? Aurora?
Aurora. Yeah.
Aurora is the 6/6. On reveal, give one of your other on reveal cards at each location +2 power. Repeat for ongoing, activate, and end of turn. Okay.
It is a lot to take in.
I guess is this pairing with, does Frankie Ray finally have like? Why are you dropping? This is such a weird.
You want a deck that has a wide variety of on reveal, ongoing, activate, end of turn.
Yeah. One of the, so it's at each location. Oh man. Okay. I mean,
per location, per keyword, she gives +2.
Activate and end of turn. I mean, maybe this even pairs. This is interesting. It feels like, okay, with this and Wild Child, I like that they're getting us to consider hybrids more. Like with Wild Child, I was really held back by taking them separately. Because, right, like you don't play X-23 and discard. You know what I mean? I felt like even if you could play, like, Deken, you don't play it in somewhere where you're trying to discard or destroy. You're pretty much doing one or the other, right? With whatever deck you're doing. And it's like, I do like that this is making us, but the fact that she's a 6 cost and she's spreading across, like, this is like a 3 lanes, you know, kind of play.
Spectrum or Doom.
Mm-hmm. I think Spectrum is the closest point of comparison.
Right. She feels better than Spectrum.
I think so.
I agree.
Which is like rough, like even at this power, because it's like, oh, you do like pairing, like, right, like Fantacar, you know, and Invisible Woman First Steps, all of this stuff, right? Like it's stuff that synergizes, and this like ties it together to make it like even better, especially in cards where you're activating stuff at the end. There's ongoing in everything, so it doesn't feel like it's actually difficult to build something for her. I don't know. I don't want to give her a 4 though, because 6 costs can be tricky. Why is everything like giving out a lot of 3s? And I gave Fastball Special a 4. I still feels easier.
I think Fastball Special
is
a better card than this.
Sorry, did you commit to the 3?
Oh, yes. I will commit to a 3 for her.
Ben.
All right. Well, I was listening for unrelated reasons. I listened back to our episode with Scott where I heard my first impressions of all of these cards, and I had a pretty high first impression of Aurora. And I still am optimistic, but I don't like I could hear it in my voice that like when we talked with Scott, I was feeling about a 3 on this card. And I'm not sure I'm actually that high on it. I think she seems better than Spectrum to me, but I'm worried that she's not better enough. And Spectrum is a card that
Spectrum's tough.
has never really impressed me all that much. Like every time I've tried to play Spectrum, if I've been playing with the tracker on, I go back and look at the stats, and like Spectrum is always like seemingly holding the rest of the deck back, which is like weird because like it should be like the payoff, the capstone, the backbreaking finisher.
Sounds better, right?
Yeah, I think so. Probably for a lot of purposes. I want to believe, like, you know, there are some cards like your zombie Mr. Fantastics and not Electro, but Electro, you know, that have like more than one keyword. And I think it's like cute to get those, you know, twice with it. And like, the headline is better than Spectrum, but like reading between the lines, I am a little, I think there's reason to be suspicious. Doubtful even.
What do you think about Thanos? There are 3 Thanos stones that are on reveal and ongoing.
Lauren, I don't think about Thanos. That's my secret cap. I'm never thinking about Thanos. I could totally see like maybe Thanos is like the home for Aurora, and I could totally see that because like what 1 or 2 of those stones are
3 stones that are on reveal and ongoing.
Okay, then this is probably a Thanos card. All right, so maybe this is a 3.
Maybe Power Stone doesn't have on reveal. Anyway,
that makes sense because you can hopefully play Thanos on 5 because you made it cheaper, and then Aurora is your 6th play.
I'm a 3 for Aurora. I think that she's a very interesting deck building puzzle, and so she's a fun card. I try not to give points just for fun.
Oh, but I just want to finalize. I'm at a 2. I'm at a 2, even though I want it to be a 3. I still think it's just a 2.
Sorry, I thought you had said that. I think she's going to surprise people, both in how strong she is and like just literally from one game to the next. I don't think her deck is going to be super telegraphed, right? It's going to be hard to detect that it's an Aurora deck unless it happens to be something that gets standardized, a weird set of, 10 cards or something like that. It's like, oh, this is the Aurora package. I don't think that's how it's going to go, though. I think you're going to be able to sneak her out often and people will not expect her. That said, it's not that hard to sneak out Dr. Doom these days, and he's not enough. So you've got to do 3 hits in each lane to really like justify her, and that's hard.
You guys remember they nerfed Doom once and then had to restore him? Like Doom used to be
Doom
good.
Bots were 4.
Every time I put Doom in a deck now, I take it out. It just doesn't feel worth.
Yeah.
Blink it out for Patriot deck, maybe? I don't know.
So like it's hard because when you compare her to Doom, it's like you have to get 3 hits in each lane for her to beat Doom. Well, you don't have to get any hits in her lane, but you have to get 3 hits in the other lanes, and that's fairly challenging. activate and end of turn are like we have a lot more of them than we used to, but they're still not things that you just throw into every deck.
It's true.
3 does feel high for her, but I don't know, feel like she's weird enough. She's going to surprise. Somebody's going to cook something where she is right and is a big finish. Obviously, if you can wonk her, that's a lot better, but also a lot more telegraphed. Okay. One more. Ben on Phantom X.
Phantom X. 4/6. Activate. If you've had cards discarded and destroyed, afflict front row enemy cards at each location with -2 power. So the ceiling is what, 418? Is that correct? Mm-hmm. That sounds correct. Yep. That's pretty high. Big. That's bigger than a Spider-Man Noir hit on a vanilla thing.
But it does matter that it's spread across. But it only matters that you win 2 of those 3 locations. So, like,
yep,
you don't have to win all 3. Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes people don't have 2 cards in each location. Sometimes they just have the one, and it's a late game activate. There are like reasons to, not get too excited. I think the stats are great if the conditions are good and he's punctual. If he shows up on time, that's pretty big stuff. But like, yeah, I think I give this card a 3. I think it does what it says on the tin, and I bet it does it most of the time.
Okay. I'm next. 3. This is another one where I'm like kind of in between because 4-cost activate is just such a bad thing to be, but also like maybe he's big enough. This is very, very big. And you can hold him until the end of the game, to not him in your hand, but you can hold the activate until the end of the game to maximize the chance that your opponent has 2 things to hit. Of course, that means that he's telegraphed, and so is your opponent going to stay in if you've met the conditions or they think you're going to meet the conditions? Also very easily stopped by Luke Cage. Yeah, but if the discard destroy deck is real, if that hybrid deck is real, he's in it. Like, he's such a big payoff that you run him even for the times that he whiffs.
He seems to compare pretty favorably to Fantasticar. I forgot to mention this.
That's what I was like. This card to me, it's like it's similar stats, and it's giving you like those little +2 pops across the board. It feels very Fantasticar to me.
Don't run Fantasticar anymore. Ever since it got nerfed, and like it's not in the end of turn deck anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, and it's -4 to a location. And, like, okay, anyway. Go ahead, sorry.
It's yours,
no.
Right?
It's yours.
Is it me? Okay. Then, yeah, okay, I feel like it's a slightly more 2 in power level, but what I really like, so I'll give it that, but it's higher in my heart because I do want them to explore hybrid decks. I think that's an interesting design space, but it's tricky because you don't want that design space to just be the destroy discard deck that has all the destroy discard cards, and now that is the one deck that came out of that. You know what I mean? I want it to be a new genre that's open, that's got all this flex to it. So I'm kind of both excited that I would like to see more like hybrid decks are hard like to pull off in a 12-card 6-turn, 12-card deck 6-turn game, to like mash enough in. And so it's a tricky space, but if they can do it right, it'll be a fun new avenue that opens up, all the things we didn't think about before, like putting X23 in discard. So like power level, I'm not as high on it maybe, but like I'm excited. I think with Wild Child, I think you're absolutely right. This finally opens a destroy discard avenue, and I just want to make sure that it stays more than just the one deck, or becomes more than that.
Okay. Which card of the season are you most looking forward to? I don't have an answer ready. I've been thinking.
I
You
will.
don't have an
Okay.
answer ready?
If you do, Ree, go ahead.
I
here's
have.
the-
I would want it to be fastball special if that won't suck because of how much everyone will play it. It'll just not be a fun week when everyone's playing that. So honestly, then, and then, Wild Child also a contender because now I'm totally interested by this, because it's just something new that I want played before, Decken and maybe Laura in this way and stuff. But I'm gonna give it to Aurora. Because I think it's really open. I think there's a lot of these kind of cards. I feel like it's just going to turn into the thing that goes into Jocasta, Inviswoman, fantastic. I mean, hopefully not. But that brought together Marvel Boy. It made as much as in some ways it was an obnoxious deck. I love that it pulled together in black. It pulled together these cards that hadn't been together before. And I'm hoping Aurora will do that for us. So I'm most excited for her. I think there will be more variety, hopefully, in what we see when she comes out than what we'll see in some of the other cards.
Yeah. She's my leading pick because I'm like, oh, this is such an interesting puzzle. I want to do deck building with her. But I also worry that she's just going to get solved after a month or two. And this is the way you play
It'll just be the
Aurora.
one deck. Yeah.
And people try to do other things, and there's just nothing that can compare to that set of cards that gives you a good spread that also synergizes. And I'm like, that would be so disappointing if that's the case.
Yeah.
So if I'm being realistic, she's very appealing to me, but I feel like Adamantium Infusion or Fastball Special are more likely to be cards that I am still playing 6 months from now and having fun with. So I'm going to give the nod to Adamantium Infusion. Looks fun to play with, but not fun to play against. Really? So I'm giving it a Fastball Special. I don't want other people to have Adamantium Infusion.
I know.
I don't want anyone to have either of those cards.
Nobody drive on the roads I'm driving on, please. Do the things that I'm doing.
No, for real.
Fastball Special is the one I'm going to use the most in the long term.
Oh yeah, it's just so good.
It's a good choice.
Weapon H is very good, but I don't play discard that much.
That's the thing. I'm I don't want other people to have Weapon H. I think I can be trusted to use Weapon H responsibly, but I don't think it should be street legal. I don't know. I feel like the two cards that I'm going to play the most are Weapon H and Maverick. And something I didn't mention with Maverick is, I kind of feel like Jocasta Surfer is going to be a thing with this card. And, Warlock. I think Warlock will finally have his day in the sun.
Ooh.
Anywho, one of those two cards I will certainly play the most. I think I'll probably by volume play more Maverick than Weapon H. And in fact, I'm not actually. I mostly don't think. Yeah, I think it's one too many returns to hands. So yeah, Maverick I guess is my pick, even though the character is not very exciting or interesting. Although neither is Weapon H. The character I like the most this season is Marrow, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, Maverick's a good pick, too. I could see myself playing a good amount of Maverick. On to our side quest. First up, and only this week, secret homework. I assigned it. It is to show and tell an obscure Marvel character. My pick was Koi Boy. I don't know if either of you are familiar with Koi Boy. Mostly has only existed in one series. Yeah, very good name. And it's Koiboi, Koi Boy.
I didn't do the B-O-I in my head, and now it's even better.
Right, it's great. And I think when he introduces himself, he's like, I have all the powers of the koi and all the powers of a boy. That's
pretty good.
He's in Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. He debuts in issue 2, and he's throughout, which I love. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Ryan North writes it. Very funny. And Erica Henderson does beautiful art. So that's 2015. And his last comic appearance is 2020. So I don't know why they're not using him, but they're not.
That is disappointing.
He fights crime alongside Chipmunk Hunk, who is somebody who was inspired by Squirrel Girl to fight crime using a squirrely theme, a rodential theme.
I'm missing out so hard.
Yeah. He has, when he wears his suit, he has these huge, I don't even know what to call them. I want to call them goggles, but they don't have any frames at all. They're just like huge black glossy cups that go over his eyes that look very alien, make him look like koi eyeballs. He can communicate with fish and swim super fast and breathe underwater. He can flop his body great distances to keep up with Squirrel Girl and Chipmunk Hunk. And he claims he flops like a fish, and that's how he can leap great distances. He can also detect Earth's magnetic field for the sake of navigation, which is apparently something that koi can do. He claims the ability to slowly grow his body to fill any container that he's in, but I don't know if that's ever something we see him do.
Sounds horrific. Sounds like the Gritty reboot. Like they're like, and then they trapped Koi Boy for 1,000 years in a tank. And it's like they break it up and it's just a giant fish like staring, and it's like, no, what have they done to you? Okay, sorry. So you're taking the
where he's been. They're not using him for 5 years. So of course, very funny concept, great name, great series. I wish he was around more, but also he gets credit from me for being one of the 2 trans men in Marvel Comics. So that's also cool. Okay. Reassigns next week, I think. So Ben?
That makes it me. Well, my first thought was actually it was taken by somebody. Somebody in the speakeasy got out in front of me, is the truth of the matter. I was going to go with Sunfire, one of the X-Men who debuted in Giant Size X-Men #1. You know, on the big Krakoa rescue. Anywho, also in X-Men Legends 1, not in X-Men Legends 2, so Maybe Patrick Stewart does say their names when you select them on the X-Men Legends 1 screen. Maybe he does. I'm not sure he does though. Anywho, so I don't know how he says Sunfire, but it's probably like that. But that's not what I went with, because I believe it was Iron Cloak. Let me double check. Yeah, Iron Cloak brought that one. Good pick. Yeah. It is weird that Sunfire's not in the game yet, because like not Banshee either. Banshee's not in the game. That seems like a weird oversight, but they'll figure it out. Anywho, nope, that's not the right bookmark. That's right, I'm whipping out bookmarks because I haven't sung the song, so you would be forgiven for not realizing that we're doing it. I guess maybe I should sing the song. For those who don't know, this is probably the most important recurring segment we do. It's called Spider Lore from 2004. And the theme song is something like, Spider Lore, Spider Lore, Spider Lore from 2004. Is it new? No, it's old. Listen to what you're being told. That's right. It's time for Spider Lore. And the character is Rocket Racer. That's a heck of a design. That's right.
I'm entirely unfamiliar.
He's got a skateboard that does have a jet engine on it. Actually, 2 jet engines, I believe. Anywho, for those who don't know, Rocket Racer, Robert Farrell, always had a need for speed. The oldest of 7 children, he was a science whiz who often went skateboarding when he wanted privacy. The sport gave him a sense of freedom, and he loved to feel the wind whipping at his face. However, he hung up his board when his father left the family. To help his mother, Robert joined the Air Force after he graduated from high school. He sent most of his money home and learned how to build and repair jet engines. After he was discharged, Robert planned to get a good job and make life a lot easier for his mother. Unfortunately, before Robert could start looking for work, his mother suffered a heart attack. Faced with mounting hospital bills and the need to support his siblings, Robert became desperate for cash. He turned to crime, combining his flair for engines with his love of skateboarding to become the Rocket Racer. There are more bits and things. He does, of course, he's got a sympathetic backstory. He's clearly, there's a heart of gold, even though he's resorting to crime there for a minute, and he does eventually become an ally of the Spider-Man. And I believe he ended up working for Silver Sable. That information came from Spider-Man: The Ultimate Guide by Tom DeFalco. This is the source of most spider lore from 2004. There is historically, I do sing a closing rendition of the spider lore theme song, but in the interest of time, I'll just let the first one be the only one.
Rewind a few minutes if you want to hear it again.
Well, there are different lyrics for the
Oh, well, we need the outro.
Oh, okay. Spider lore, spider lore, spider lore from 2004. Is it new? No, it's old. Listen to what you've just been told. That's right. This was your spider lore.
Incredible.
Okay. This was actually a struggle for me because actually, despite all the comments read, I have talked a lot about all the obscure Marvel characters I love, and for the life of me, I can't, because I just am how I am all the time. I can't remember if it was like on the podcast or before when I was streaming, or just like in various discords with friends, or like in real life. So it's like, I don't know who I've already talked about. So I was trying to think of someone for sure I wouldn't have spoken about. It was so funny because I was talking to someone who is a comic fan, but not a Marvel Snap fan. And they're like, oh, what about, who is Wiccan's husband? I'm like, no, I can't choose. Whole thing's not obscure. Marvel Snap. Also not married, I think.
Did you know he's not actually a Hulk?
Yeah.
Wait, did you say not married again? Like they split up?
Oh, I thought they didn't. I didn't think they were married. Are they married?
Oh, I thought they were
just like, in a live-in situation. Okay.
I think they're married. Properly.
I mean, okay. So then maybe they are. But and then I decided, I'm like, oh, I've never talked about Blind Spot, who's a Daredevil sidekick, who is cool. But then I forgot that actually. Just remembered now and re-chose. Okay. The character Screwball, are you familiar? Just because I've seen her popping up again lately.
I am not.
She was created by Dan Slott. I believe, I just looked this up, I believe it was 2008. So in Spider-Man, she's a Spider-Man villain. One, she looks really cool. And B, she was like one of the earlier, they've probably done this a few times, but she's the one that I remember. She's the streamer. She's like a, like a YouTuber, TikToker. That's like her whole deal. And I feel like it's such an interesting space to explore, because I think comics are good just when they have a strong story or connect to universal human themes. But I also really love when comics are used as an opportunity to recontextualize, like the world. Like, look at old Chris Claremont X-Men comics, right? And kind of what the struggle of Xavier and Magneto represented and stuff. And I feel like when I see people tackle this this in comics now, like the whole advent of streaming, it's a real thing, and it's a real interesting thing to explore. Like there's streamers out there, you see, I see all this stuff all the time where, because it's not stuff I watch, but they're like, oh, like there's this YouTuber who just goes and like pranks people in the grocery store and stuff, and isn't that funny? But I feel like the reaction, and obviously of people also reacting to me, isn't like, oh, we like that. It's like, you leave that poor introvert just trying to get their feckin' oat milk alone. Like, why are you bothering them? And it's like, there's this, and there's so many stories now where we've seen, and they have large followings, like these big YouTubers do like really like questionable or callous or unempathetic things. And it's an interesting avenue to explore and get into. And when I see comics deal with it, it's usually just kind of a joke. Like, just look at this dude, bro, and like they get knocked around or whatever. And it's not like a real interesting exploration of the theme. So I chose Scribble more so I could complain and talk about how I wish that it would be tackled better. And I'm sure someone now could point out where they've actually seen in comics that it's been done, because like I wouldn't be surprised that if someone has already written something really well done and thoughtful that kind of explores the space. But there's something, it's like, why, like when you're modernizing comics, which are a very old medium, you know what I mean? Relating them to, it's why in Superman, when Lex is fighting, you know, and he's like almost playing a video game, Ultraman against Superman, you know, calling out the commands and stuff to beat him, that connected. It's not even like making a whole statement on its own and stuff, but that connected with us because it was bringing Lex into a mindset. You know what I mean? Like I recognize that, like I can relate to that. And it was, I don't know. I thought it was a great example of like, you know, of pulling characters into the modern age to relate to that. And I would love to see, and Scribble's fun. She's got like fun hair color and stuff.
Yeah,
so like,
she looks super cute.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, I would like to see her. And where I've seen her, apparently I was reading her Wikipedia because I don't know that I actually was reading. Possibly I read when she debuted, like more like my brain is like a sieve of comics. It can only hold so much before, like a flour sifter, maybe, you know, like stuff just falls out eventually. There's too much stuff in there. So maybe I read when she came out. But when I've seen her recently, she's been kind of funny and like charming, I feel like. And I was kind of like, oh, I hope we see her again or something. When I saw her Wikipedia is like, people liked that she was very unlikable in a different way than a lot of villains are unlikable. I'm like, oh, yes.
Not like the other girls.
I also didn't like her. Not at all. Yeah. So that's my take. She's very minor. It's just one of those that's like, I'm interested in these little characters that seem kind of fun and haven't like had the coolest stuff yet.
Yeah. What can you do with a character because they're minor? Well, I'm excited that you two both brought ones I was unfamiliar with.
You're the best. Come on. We couldn't follow up Koi Boy. The powers of
Boy. Read next week's homework.
Mm-hmm. Okay. At first I was going to be like, oh, I should challenge us with like some kind of archetype that's like considered the worst or something now, just to like be intimate. I'm like, oh, we should all have to make like Patriot decks or something. And I'm like, why would I want to punish us? Are we not already punished enough? It could be, but I didn't want to do it because I'm very busy. Like trying really hard to get my mermaid game out. I don't have to deck build. All right. Bonus for Ben, build a Patriot deck. What are real secret homework? Bonus for anyone. If you want to, I'm probably not going to build a Patriot deck this week. Or I'll just pull out my Rex deck and call it already done. But
we'll save it for another time.
Okay.
Maybe there'll be a more exciting Patriot card that comes out in the future that'll pique our curiosity or something.
I thought I would focus in on the digitization of board games. And I thought, okay, I won't lie. My real thinking was like, what do I want to do? And I was like, I want to make, because I know Ben already has this game and Lauren has expressed interest. We all have to play Through the Ages together digitally on our phone. Yes, Ben played with me before. It'll be new for Lauren.
We haven't played in months.
I played in the same game as you two.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, we already did play together. My memory is so bad.
That into it.
Oh, you didn't like it
again? I played again.
Oh, I forgot.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Played it together.
Oh, Lauren's
and I know that if we do it again, you will thoroughly kick our ass again. I know that. That's fine.
I've just played it a lot more, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
and it was my first time.
Okay, or we can play something else because the challenge is to play a board game. But in general, for people who participate in secret homework, play a board game. It can be real. It can be digital. I'm interested if we want to have like a little mini discussion about like digitizing board and card games and the potential. Because like digitizations have just kind of like they're new as of the last the last 5 years, right? Like, and it's been an interesting exploration of where it's done well and where it's done poorly and what games translate where, and where you're like, wait, why are we just bringing a medium that is good on its own and is good for what it is and was designed and built for that? Why aren't we just exploring what we can do with asynchronous gameplay in the digital space? The way eventually card games were like, what if we just do different things with card game? I mean, we gotta have the cards because they're like shiny things people are addicted to. We are trained to love the card. The card is a symbol of collection that we must possess. It triggers our brain, our brain cells. So, but like, other than that, it's like there are things you can do. And I'm just like interested to see like, where should we be exploring in digital board game space, not just bringing in the physical medium. Anyway. Right. So that's it.
I would have been much more able to talk about that 5 years ago, but I will give it a fair try. It sounds fun. If you liked what you heard and you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, rate, and review. That's iTunes and Spotify. Or help us feel even sparklier by leaving a comment on YouTube or Spotify.
Please do.
And finally, you can come hang out with us in the Speakeasy. It's our little corner of the Snap Judgments Discord. The instructions to get there are in the show notes or video description. It's a little tricky, but it's not that bad. DM me if you need help. We're part of the Snap Judgments Network, where you can listen to other great shows like Snap Judgments, our Grand Pod by Pulse Glazer and Roy. Sometimes, maybe still. I've heard he is nominally still part of the show. I asked last time I was on it. On Saturdays. Come listen to us again next time. See what we think. Maybe there will be a title tussle because there was a patch a couple episodes ago.
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago.
A title tussle.
So that could be a thing that we do. Or, to hear an excellent brainy conversation on the digitization of board games. Same Snap time, same Snap channel.
Yay.
Well, I've got a thing I want to talk about, and it's the music in the final age of Through the Ages on the mobile app.
You have the music on?
Yep. Okay, so like you get to the final age and like it's like modern times. We've got fast food chains, we've got the internet and stuff. And like the music, there's a different music track in each of the three ages. And in this final age, it's so like, wow, it's been a wild ride, guys. And like it's just like it's got this like, but we all came together and did something beautiful as a people. And like there's just like this, it's so fucking self-congratulatory. And I'm like, I wish we lived in the world that the music of the third age of Through the Ages is telling me that we live in. And it's like, it's not, but it's like we've vanquished all our faults and flaws, and like, wow, we have built a beautiful world together, haven't we? Off to
I feel
the
like
stars.
that has to be part of our homework now. You have to play with the music on.
It's like how they put Will Wright like in as one of the world leaders. Like, yeah, this was an influential figure in history. Sorry, Will Wright did a lot of the Civ games.
Maxis, right?
Like he's yeah. Sorry, just for anyone listening who doesn't immediately know who that
Meyer
is.
In, didn't they? Was it Sid Meier?
Probably
yeah,
just mixing them up.
This makes everyone up constantly. Yes, thank you, Ben.
I got you.
Oh, we'll just kind of get us to the
Will
stars.
Wright was Maxis. Okay.
But you know, like a game
with
creator.
another game designer.
Yeah, you were like way in the neighborhood, like right in the neighbor, like next door neighbors. Like,
Yeah,
we just talked about how we played this game ad nauseum, and Ben's played it like a couple of times, and
Okay.
okay.
All right.